Greetings. This is Doc Ock at noon and 9, coming to you live and direct tonight with another installment. Hoo-wee. Okay, the days seem to just kind of run on sometimes, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to move and groove right here with the proverb for the day, which is, there are those who have never left home, but understand the universe. There are those who have never left home, understand the universe. I like that one. That's a good one there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to remember that one. And that's from Hakeem Madabuti, a.k.a. Don L. Lee's book, Liberation Narratives. Yeah, really good book. Really good book. He's got a lot of good stuff in there. You have to check it out sometime when you get a chance. Now, black fact for today. Let me see. Seems I might have forgot to answer one in here from yesterday. So let me make sure. I'm just going to go back. We had a black fact on the, well, I can't say what day it was on. We had a black fact a little bit ago. Alfred O. Coffin was the first black scientist to earn a PhD in what subject? So to make sure, just to cover all my tracks, the subject was biology. The year was 1889, and the place was Wesleyan in Illinois, the state of Illinois. Okay. Last night's question was, name the black man who laid out the plan for DC streets. And that one we'll answer when we return after reading tonight's story. Now, tonight, we'd read a few nights ago, well, last night and the night before, we had read about a journey to a promised land. And in that story, a young lady and her young girl and her family are getting ready to move from where they're living currently in Tennessee to the state of Kansas, new territory, actually, of Kansas. I don't even think it was a state yet. But they were getting ready to move to Kansas, and the person who was going to lead them there was this brother here, known as Pap Singleton, Benjamin Pap Singleton. And it's his story that we're going to tell tonight. We'll be able to finish it all in one night. So it's one of those short stories. So here we go. Benjamin Pap Singleton, born 1809, passed on to the world of the ancestors in 1892. So he lived a good long life, lived to be 83 years old. And you can see the picture here. I'll show you the picture. It says right there, he's offering a trip. He's offering to help people, to lead people to Kansas, the Kansas territory, to live. And the cost is a whopping $5 whole to get you to Kansas. Now, that wasn't going to pay for your goods or your wagon or horses or anything like that. But that's how much you'd have to just pay him to lead you there. He was going to be your guide. And remember, this is back in the 1870s. So it was pretty, there were a lot of dangers on the way. And so you needed somebody, an experienced guide, to help you avoid some of those dangers. I started it all. I was the cause of it all, said Benjamin Pap Singleton to a congressional committee investigating the causes of the Great Exodus of 1879, when tens of thousands of Negroes simply packed up and moved northward from Tennessee, Texas, South Carolina, Mississippi, and Louisiana. And this great movement of Negroes were some 60 to 80,000 men and women seeking some better place, some more tolerable climb away from the South. Pap Singleton was only partly right in his statement to the congressman. Other causes for the migration were economic exploitation, denial of political recognition, and the dreaded activity of the KKK, the Negroes' buoyant dream of early Reconstruction. The early Reconstruction era had changed to a nightmare of repression in many parts of the Deep South. Pap was the Pied Piper, urging them away. A native of Tennessee, Pap Singleton had escaped from slavery. For a time, he lived in Canada. After the Emancipation Proclamation, he returned to the South. He had been a carpenter and cabinet maker during slavery and now supported himself through these trades. A tall, thin, tawny man who could barely read. Singleton was a most persuasive talker and a compulsive promoter. In his travels, Singleton discovered thinly populated areas in Kansas, the now tranquil land of John Brown, while Negro intellectuals were debating the merits of immigration to Africa and South America. Singleton marched through the South, advertising and preaching a haven of ease and dignity just over in Kansas. The newspapers picked up his stories, and he himself produced pictures and clippings showing Negroes living where the life was easy. In 1873, Pap led some 300 Negroes to Cherokee County, Kansas, to found Singleton's colony. Henry Adams in Louisiana, Isaiah T. Montgomery in Mississippi also headed northbound migrations from their respective states. On foot, by boat, by train, and horseback, they swarmed into Kansas and Nebraska, I believe it said. Is that what it said there? Into Kansas and Missouri, and went as far north as Indiana and Illinois. Over 5,000 Negroes left South Carolina in 1 week. In 20 months, Kansas was inundated with over 19,000 Exodusters. In 20 months, that's almost 2 years. Although these Negroes did not find an El Dorado and had to be assisted by Northern philanthropy, few returned to the South. The Great Exodus halted in 1881. Pap Singleton died in Tennessee, the state where he was born. Okay, so that is basically the story of Benjamin Pap Singleton. But as you may have noted here, he wasn't the only one that was mentioned here. They also mentioned Henry Adams and Isaiah T. Montgomery. And because of the work of Pap Singleton, there were a lot of black towns that were founded all over that whole area. Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, maybe even Missouri. I don't remember any in Missouri, but I know there's a place called Kofi, Kansas. That's Coffey, Kansas, or it might only have one F. They spell Kofi in a variety of different ways. But this was a major event that, funnily, you've never heard about. No matter how old you are, most people have never heard of this particular Exodus, where they said, what was the number they gave us? 70 to 80,000 or 80 to 90,000. I mean, it was a lot of people coming up missing. Now, Kent State, we used to do a play back in the day from when I was back in high school. There was a play here that we used to put on at Kent with the students, and it was called Day of Absence. And in that play, the way we did it, the black students would put on whiteface and pretend to be white folks, Southern white folks. So they had to have the accent and everything. It's the funniest thing you ever did see, because their facial features didn't match them being white folks. But the thing about it, though, is that the whole story was all about what if one day all the black folks disappeared, because it always seemed like we weren't really wanted. So what would happen if black folks just disappeared from one area or another? And it's quite amusing. Okay, quite amusing, but actually very real as well. Because who was going to mop the floors, sweep the floors, serve the food, cook the food, slaughter the hogs. Who's going to do all that grueling work that white folks didn't want to do? Nobody really wanted to do it. You only did it if you had to do it. If you didn't have any other choice, then you would go ahead and do something like that. So in the case of Pap Singleton, apparently he caused this to happen in real life. I'm just really now connecting these two events up together, that there was the play and then this Exodus movement in real life. So we're going to leave our story at that. We're not going to talk you to death tonight. We're going to leave it at a good 10-minute story, and wish all of you little ones out there that you get a good night's sleep. You sleep right, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite, but if you do, make sure to hit them with a shoe till they all turn black and blue. That's what you do. So just lay those little heads down on your little pillow, on your little bed, close those your eyes and wait for the sun to rise. And when it does, open up your eyes and greet the day in a whole new way. If you hear what I say, you'll be able to do that tomorrow and really enjoy your day. And all you adults out there, you already know what to do. We're looking for a thumbs up on YouTube if you like what you see. If you really like it, subscribe so you don't miss. We're going to be having our watch party tomorrow at noon. And of course, we'll do one on Sunday at noon. Tomorrow for the adults. Sunday, we do one for the children. So if you missed any episodes during the week, you can go right there to Facebook or YouTube at noon and get a reprise of at least some of the episodes that you may have missed. We don't usually do all of them because it would take more than an hour and a half, because we've been going over and doing, we've lengthened our time period to 20 minutes as opposed to 10. But tonight we're going to use our original time frame, which is just 10 minutes. Well, plus a little extra here. So if you're watching this on Facebook, please do go ahead and click that link below, make your donation. This upcoming month, November, we're going to be featuring the theme for the month is going to be Black Power in a White University. That will be the theme for the month. And we'll have something for the children related to that, but we'll have something for the adults as well, because I was involved with that when I was a child and as an adult on both sides. So we're going to give you some perspectives on that, and we'll have some good stories to tell as well. So go ahead and make your donation. We take any amount. If you're not on Facebook, you can always go to our website, www.blakfacts.org. That's where you can find me. Make a donation on the donation page. We really appreciate everything you are doing and you taking your time to just stop by and give us a look. We'll see you tomorrow at noon. Peace out until then.